Why? Why are we so obsessed with making money? I think there's something that we're really missing here. And this idea is a game changer. This idea changed my relationship with money forever. So let me explain. So what if you had enough money saved up to know that even if you stopped working tomorrow, you could pay all of your bills for the next 6 months? How much more freedom would you have to think, to create, to breathe? How much more freedom would you have to figure out what you really want to do with your life? How much more freedom would you have to make decisions based on what you want instead of what you have to? Because when you don't have it, you can't sleep. When you don't have it, you wake up stressed, you check your phone, you look at your bank account, you see your balance, and you instantly panic. Because you don't know if that gonna be enough to pay for your rent. You don't know if that's going to be enough to pay for your mortgage, for your credit card debt, for your student loans, for your car payments, for your groceries, for your gas, for your kids' education, for your retirement. And then you're stressed, and when you're stressed, you release a hormone called cortisol. And cortisol makes you gain weight, lose hair, forget things, age faster, have more inflammation, develop an addiction, drink too much alcohol, and now you're in full-blown survival mode. But what if you had enough money saved up to know that even if you stopped working tomorrow, you could pay all of your bills for the next 6 months? Now when you wake up, you still get a little bit of anxiety. Maybe it's a little bit less than usual, but you still get a little. A bit of anxiety, checking your email, checking your messages, checking your notifications, looking at your calendar to see what you have to do for the day. But it's okay. You can handle that. That doesn't overwhelm you. That doesn't put you into survival mode. And so now you have more freedom to think, to create, to breathe. More freedom to figure out what you really want to do with your life. More freedom to actually enjoy your life. To actually make decisions based on what you want and not what you have to. I think it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that money is the problem, when really our relationship with money is the problem. See, when we don't have it, we're scared, we're stressed, we're anxious, we're doing everything we can just to make ends meet, just to survive. And we have no room to grow, we have no room to expand, we have no room to actually live. Our entire lives are just focused on surviving. And when you're in survival mode, you cannot learn, you cannot grow, you cannot expand. Nothing good ever happens in survival mode. But when you do have it, when you have some sense of financial stability, now you have some room to breathe, you have some room to think, you have some room to create, you have some room to solve problems, you have some room to actually enjoy your life. In fact, one of my favorite quotes about this is from Naval Ravikant, who says, "If you want to know what it's like to be rich, try being broke. Being broke really sucks. I mean, look around you. Look at the people who are struggling financially. How are they acting? How do they treat you? How do they treat other people? They're in survival mode. They're not thinking clearly. They're not making good decisions. They're not taking care of themselves. They're not taking care of their families. They're lashing out. They're angry. They're sad. They're depressed. They're doing drugs and alcohol. They're overspending to numb the pain. I mean, I've seen it. I've been there. I know what it's like. It is not a fun place to be in. But the thing is, I don't think we really appreciate how amazing it is when we do have financial stability. When we do have a safety net, when we do have that peace of mind, we take it for granted. We become numb to it. We think that having 3 or 6 or 12 months of expenses saved up is normal. But trust me, when you don't have it, you will do anything to get it. You will work extra jobs. You will move in with your parents. You will sell your stuff. You will cut back on all of your expenses. You will change your entire lifestyle just to get to that point where you have some financial stability. Because when you don't have it, you're stuck in survival mode, and nothing good ever happens in survival mode. But when you do have it, you can finally start living. See, financial stability is not just about money. It's about freedom. It's about the freedom to think, to create, to breathe, to make good decisions, to take care of yourself, to take care of your family, to take care of your future. It's about the freedom to actually enjoy your life. And the thing is, we can't appreciate this freedom until we lose it. We go unrealized how amazing it is to be able to make a choice to decide what we want to do with our lives until we've been forced to do something else. We can't realize how amazing it is to have a safety net, to have a backup plan, to have a peace of mind until we've been terrified of not having one. So the question is, what do we do with this freedom? How do we use this freedom to create the life that we want? And the answer is simple. We use this freedom to actually make choices that align with our values, that align with our goals, that align with our dreams. For example, maybe you want to start a business? Well, you need to have the freedom to take risks, to fail, to learn from your mistakes, and to keep going. Or maybe you want to pursue a creative passion? Well, you need to have the freedom to express yourself, to experiment, to get feedback, and to improve. Or maybe you just want to travel the world. Well, you need to have the freedom to explore, to discover, to connect with other people, and to bring back new ideas and perspectives. These are just a few examples, but the possibilities are endless. And the best part is that it doesn't require a lot of money. It just requires a little bit of planning, a little bit of discipline, and a little bit of faith. For example, if you want to start a business, you don't need to quit your job and invest all of your savings. You can start small, you can start online, you can start with a side hustle, and you can grow from there. If you want to pursue a creative passion, you don't need to move to a big city and join an agency. You can start by sharing your work online, getting feedback from others, and building your own audience. If you want to travel the world, you don't need to buy a one-way ticket and backpack across Europe. You can start by traveling locally, exploring your own country, and learning how to travel responsibly and sustainably. These are just a few examples. But again, the possibilities are endless. And the most important thing is that you find something that you're passionate about, something that you're excited about, something that you want to do regardless of whether you have money or not. Because when you do have financial stability, you can use that money to amplify your impact, to accelerate your progress, to enhance your experience. But when you don't have it, you can still find ways to make it work. You can still find ways to make it happen. You can still find ways to live a life that you're proud of. Now, I know that this might sound naive or unrealistic, especially if you're facing a financial crisis right now. But trust me, this is possible. You don't need to be rich. You just need to feel safe. You don't need to earn millions. You just need to earn enough to cover your needs and to have a little bit left over to save and to invest. You don't need to win the lottery. You just need to win in your own definition of success. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey to freedom today. Start by setting clear financial goals, by tracking your expenses, by creating a budget, by building an emergency fund, by investing in yourself, and by diversifying your income streams. These are the basic steps that anyone can take, that anyone can follow to achieve financial stability. And once you have that, you can have the freedom to choose what you want to do with your life. You can have the freedom to create the life that you want. You can have the freedom to breathe.